with the lab number 5 in week 6. So today we are going to apply how to read character string. This is the first objective. The second objective is about solving problems with the proper control statement along with some calculation. In this lab, we will use getLine. If you remember, this function is used to read strings without ignoring the spaces. And also we will use cn.get to read character. And we will also use cn.ignore to skip reading some character. Okay. And we will use nested if statement in C++ program. And we are going to use this short if else, as you can see here. If you remember the syntax, here we have the expression, here we have the condition here, and based on this condition, we will apply this statement if this statement is true, or we will execute this expression if this statement is true. Otherwise, if the condition is false, we will execute the other statement here. So here we have the first part is the condition followed by question mark, and if the condition is true, we will execute this statement. Otherwise, we will execute the other expression. Here is an example of using this. Now here we are comparing the price. If the price is greater than 1,000, the discount will be 25%. Otherwise, the discount will be 500%. So this is just an example of using this short if. Also, as you can see here, we have merged two statements together. The first statement is the short if. This is the short if here. And also, after executing the short if, the results will be directly assigned to this value. So we can write it like this. If the price is greater than 1,000, I will return this value or assign this value to this variable. So I will assign the value 0.25 to the variable this account. Otherwise, I will assign this value to the variable this account. Okay. So this is just to remind you about the if statement, or this short way of writing conditional statement. Now, inshallah, we will go over the task we have for this lab 4 task. Inshallah, we hope that you are able to solve these tasks. And as always, I will let you try, then I will show you the solution quickly to take a quick look at the solution in order to help you to solve the task. Now, for the first task here, write a C++ program that asks the user to enter his ID as a string and his full name, first name, and surname. Then the program should generate a password for him as follows: surname underscore ID. So, as you can see, here are the output here of program, the user entered the ID here, then the user entered the full name, okay, then the password is a concatenation between the surname underscore ID. So please try to think how you are going to do that. Okay.
Doctor?
Yes.
I have an error and I don't know why. Can I show you?
Yes, please. I will stop sharing. Okay, I have stopped sharing now. You can share the screen.
You can see the screen now?
Yes.
I don't know how to use CN get and CN ignore or something like that, but I do this coding here.
Well, no. Now the purpose of this lab is to deal with string now. Okay. You are dealing with integer, by the way. So we want to declare the variable of type string and try to enter value using get line and get n, cn.get and get line, and try to solve the problem. After return, just add semicolon here. For this error, you have to add semicolon after the return. Just try now, but we don't want to this task to be solved like this. Just we want to make sure that we have learned new things. Okay, try now. I could not see your screen. Just run and compile, or compile and run.
Same error.
Return int main. Remove the semicolon after the main.
Oh.
Yeah. Go ahead now. Now a lot of error you have here. C out. Where is the symbols for the C out? Yes. Go ahead. Password equal. ID was not declared in this scope. Check you have declared ID and surname. I don't. No, this is not how we do the concatenation. However, you are now. No, it is not how we are combining strings. First of all, to combine, we need to define the variables of type string. But now you are adding underscore between two integers, right? So this is not an non-operation. It is not an arithmetic operation here. So you cannot use it like this. You have to use string, and you need to use plus to concat these two strings together. Okay? But these are integer. If you have added a plus here, he will find the sum. Okay, that your program will calculate the sum. But we don't want
think here.
No, you are now using integer, right? Yeah. And you are adding, I am talking about the error here, line 10. I think, no, it is line 12. Yes, now, in line 12, you are trying to add underscore between two integer. What do you mean by underscore here? Just to, no, you can, no, you want to merge them, صح? Concatenate them, right?
Yeah.
Concatenate, يعني تدمج. To string, but this is, we cannot do this with integer. We have to do this with a string. So and we need to add a plus between these two variables, because if they are of type string, they will be concatenated. But now, according to your solution, in that case, you will just save in the password the sum of these two integers. So this is not the solution. Is this clear? And adding underscore between this integer mean you are not doing any arithmetic operation, so for sure there will be an error. Adding underscore also between string will not concatenate or combine the string together. So we need to, first of all, to change the whole idea. I just tried to find the errors with you, but we don't want to solve it like this. Clear? I don't know who's with me.
Yeah.
Ziad? Yeah, it's okay to try. I want you to try. That's good. Thank you, Ziad. Thank you.
So,
Abdullah, raise up your hand.
okay, I'm sorry.
Yes, you are now. You have. Yes, go ahead. Do you want anything?
I don't teacher, but I don't have error, but the result, the password مو خطأ يعني طلع لي إنه خطأ.
خطأ. So you have to check your code. I think there is something wrong in the result. Have you used a string?
Yes.
How did you concatenate or merge these strings?
نتيجة يعني لما كتبت اسمي والاي دي ما طلع نفس الباسورد.
Because you need to skip the first name, right?
Yeah.
Yani you are going to merge the ID with the second name or the surname, not the first name.
Surname, I write the surname.
No, we need to merge it with the surname. So we need to use ignore here, ignore some character.
Okay.
This is why. And now I will show you the solution, inshallah, so that you can just to share experience together here. I will share the screen with you. Now look at this now. Here we have, first of all, we want to, the purpose of our task is to concatenate or merge two strings together. So first of all, we need to define them as string. Okay. Now, this is the first step. I need to define them. Can you see my screen? I am in the solution now for task 1. Can you?
Yes. Yes,
yeah, that's good. So now I have read the first string using cn comma id. If you remember this line of code, we said by this function that I am telling the compiler that I am going to read the value from the keyboard as a string and save it inside the ID. Okay, so now you have read the first value. Let's suppose you have entered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now this value as a string was saved inside the ID here. Now I will complete. See out, please enter the full name. So I am going to enter the full name, and the full name consists. We assume that it consists of first name and surname. So it consists of 2 parts. So I have now entered the printed on the screen, enter the full name. Then I have told the compiler to skip before start reading, skip the first 10 characters. If you have reached 10 characters, skip them. Or if you have seen a space, don't read anything before this space. This is how we are going to use the ignore function. So in that case, if you have entered, for example, مثلا Fadi Hadi, for example, okay, sorry, I wrote here Fadi Hadi. Now, based on this command, I will ignore the first 4 characters here until I reach what? The space. Until I reach the space here. After that, I will save the surname inside this variable, surname. So now I have, first of all, printed on the screen that telling the user that enter your ID. The ID will be entered and saved inside the ID here. Now, I am telling the user to enter the full name. Let's suppose I have entered Fadi Hadi. Now, here in the get line. So the surname will be Fadi Hadi. But what I have told the compiler, I have told the compiler to ignore the first 10 character, skip the next 10 character, or until a space, until you reach to a space. So the compiler will try to read this string. So he will read 10 character if he didn't find any spaces, or ignore the first 10 character. But now these first 10 character are not there. But in our case here, because we are entering the first and the second name, we will ignore based on the space here. So we are going to skip based on 10 character or based on the space. And after that, Hadi, when I read the value, Hadi will be saved inside the surname here from the keyboard, because I tell the compiler to ignore the first the character until I reach to a space or until I reach to 10 character. But in our case, we have a space, so I will read the value here and save it inside surname. So Hadi will be saved here. Now I will print. After that, I will do what we call here concatenation between string. If you want to merge two strings together in C++, you can use add. This does not mean addition. It means addition الجمع between integers, but in case of strings we are merging, يعني ندمجهم ببعضهم البعض. We are merging or concatenate them together. Okay, and then the password is saved, then it is printed on the screen. So this is how we are generating our code. Okay, guys, is this clear for you now? Is this clear, or shall I explain it again? So here I have used the number, then I have tell the compiler to ignore the before start reading the first 10 character, or until you are reaching or find a space. So if you are going to enter, for example here, Fadi Hadi, and you have reached 10 character, the first 10 character will be ignored. And also, if you didn't reach or during moving through this string you found a space, then you will ignore the word before space. So this value will be ignored. Is this clear, guys, for the ignore?
Actually, doctor, I have a problem here.
What's your problem?
I put everything like you show us on the screen, but in see and ignore, I have an error.
I will check it with you now, but please make sure to understand the principle of ignore. Now, the principle of ignore, you are telling now the compiler, when you start reading, ignore the first 10 character. When you enter the value using the keyboard, or if you have seen, I am telling the compiler, if you have seen or found, if you have found any space while you are reading this string, ignore the string before this space. Don't read it. So in that case, the value will be saved here in the surname is Hadi, because I'm going to ignore 1, 2, 3, 4, then I reach to a space, and the value here Hadi will be saved inside the surname. After that, also it's important to know how to concat two strings. Now here, what we are doing here is concatenation. We don't make addition operation, okay? احنا ما بنجمع هنا. These are not integer, because these are strings. We are concatenate them like this. Okay, who told me about the error? Can you please share the screen with me to see the error? Sorry, I will stop share just to share the experience with your students, and we will try.
You can see my screen now, Doctor.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Put everything and put C and ignore, but I don't know where is the error.
Have you copied and pasted the code?
No, I just type it.
Just please try to move these single quotes and write them again, please. Maybe some type of encoding happened here. I will add the space. Try now.
Same error. You said before ignore single quotes. Did I put it?
cn.ignore. Have you write dot here? I don't see from the cursor. cn.ignore. Ignore. Don't forget that. Remove the space after the cn. Yes, please. Try now.
I have something. cn.surname, right?
Surname, yes. Go ahead. We have fixed the error now.
Same thing.
cn, comma here. Here we add comma in the get line, okay?
Okay.
But cn.ignore, we add dots.
I put cn, comma, surname.
It is not defined, I think. Make sure they are defined. Are they defined? Surname and whatever. I don't find. They are not defined. Surname, capital. Also for the same error here. Yes, go ahead. Okay, I think it's done now. You can run your program. Okay, thank you. For task number 2 here, this program is ask the user, as you can see here, to enter 3 strings: first name, middle name, and the surname. Then the program should print his initial. So the program is going to print the first character of each name, of the first name, second name, and the third name. As you can see here, we have said, please enter your first name, Sarah, middle name, Muhammad, and the surname or the family name is Abdullah. So the value print, the value that printed on the screen is SMA, the first character of each value. So now I am going to deal with character. Okay, I am going to deal with character. I need to find a way to read the first character of each word. I will give you in this also maybe 10 minutes, because the lines of code are not too long. So I will give you in this task also 10 minutes. I need someone to solve it now. Yeah, go ahead, guys. Is the idea clear, or shall I repeat it? Just you need to enter the 3 names and print out the first character of each name. You need to print out on the screen the first character of each name. So as you can see here, we are dealing with characters. So you must think in a way to know how to deal with this character or with this name and read the first character of each one. Also, you are going to use here getLine, cn.get, cn.ignore. Try to use this. Think how to use this. Actually, these methods are heavily used inside the file when you are or when you try to read strings inside sequential file or random access file. You are going to use these function or these commands a lot. So you need to find a way to read the first character from each string and save it inside variable or assign it inside a variable, then print out the value on the screen. So I will give you a couple of minutes and then I will go over the solution. Okay guys, now I will go to task number 2.
I'm done.
Who is done?
Me.
I can't see the participant because of...
Abdulrahman.
Yalla, show us the solution, Abdullah.
Okay.
I will stop share now and you can share the screen. That's good. Yalla, let's check. So,
Doctor, can we see?
yes, we can see. Now you have
char because the character.
Yes.
See out enter the first name. First name get.
Okay.
But
when, yes.
What?
Complete.
Engor because skip the 10 character, right?
Yes, but here you are reading. You didn't enter complete also, so you are reading the character and save it inside variable, right? Using cn.get.
Yes.
But you didn't enter the whole name, right?
What's whole name?
I mean the first name. You just enter the first character for the first name.
Okay.
But we need you to enter the first name, not only the first character, and then you will read the first character from the first name.
I will compile.
Yes, I know what. Yes, compile it. But I will show you what you have done here.
Okay.
You didn't compile. I thought it's working. No, you should first to compile. When you see it's working, so you need to just compile and run. So first name is not declared because you are using underscore.
Okay.
But this is not the problem. I am not talking about the compilation. Just I'm talking about the how you have thought here. You have entered the only one character inside the variable. We do not want to do it like this. We need to enter the whole string inside the variable. Then we only read the first character from this string.
Okay.
Is this clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are now just define your variable. I will show you. Just copy the variable. And as I mentioned in my lecture, I prefer that the variable does not contain underscore. It must contain, sorry.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. And make the second, the first name if it's small, yes,
okay,
if it's small.
Okay.
This is the standard. This is the standard way. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Stop share or.
Okay, I will try this. I will try to share with another one now. Please stop share, Abdullah.
Okay.
You see the screen, doctor?
Yes. You have now ignoring the first character from the first names, right? But
No,
we don't want.
I want to take the first character, so I put 1. I don't.
No, here, no, in the ignore, you are ignoring. That means you are skipping.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't need to use it like this. You want to read the first character, not to ignore the first character.
So I put it like this.
No, you have to think in another way, actually. Also, you are ignoring. Okay? Think about this. I will go to this, no, it is not about ignoring, Ziad.
No.
You don't want to ignore, you want to read the first character, right?
Yes.
So how you...
Characters.
We have used cn.get. We will show you how now, okay? Thank you for participating. Actually, if the students solve it or not, that's helpful because we are discussing now and we are share the knowledge among or between others. So please, if you, for example, have solved a task, don't feel embarrassed if it is wrong or not working correctly because we were a student and we were solving it like you and maybe worse, okay? So this is normal. Thank you again, and I will share the screen now. It's يعني better to try. That's good. If one of the students is trying to solve this, will be good. Now here is the task of number 3. Now here we are assuming that I am going to read the first character for every name. So now I have defined character, the first name, the middle name, and the surname. And in this program, we have assumed that the full length or the maximum length for each string is 10. The maximum length, يعني ممنوع أتجاوز 10. Okay. So now I have enter your first name. So I will ask the compiler now to get the first character from the first name here. Then I will ignore and I will enter the second name. Then I will get the first character. Then I will enter the surname or the last name and I will get the first character. Then, as you can see here, I have simply printed them beside each other. Beside each other here. So here I will use get to enter a value, but get will read only one character and will be saved here. So here I am reading the character here. First of all, I am reading. I will enter the value from the keyboard. For example, let's suppose that I have entered Ahmed here. Okay. And here in the middle name, I have entered Hadi. And here I just remember these 3 names, Hadi. Okay. Now here, in the first character, the keyboard will allow me to enter a value, but it will get only the first character. So in the first name here, only A will be saved. Here. Sorry, I will try to highlight only A. Here, like this. I will try to highlight it by blue. And in the second name also I will enter the middle name. For example, if I have entered Fadi, then because I have used cn.get, if you remember, cn.get is only reading the character by character. So it will read only the first character. and the first character will be saved inside this variable. So now A will be saved in the first name, and F will be saved inside or in the middle name. Then I will ignore the whole character, assuming that, or the maximum length of character is 10, or until I reach to new line, until I reach to the end of the line. This is what do we mean by this. Okay, ignore. So I will go back to this again. So n.ignore once I finish. Now here in the cn.get also I will get the first character from the word I have entered. Let's suppose that I have entered here Hadi, so Hadi will be printed on the will be assigned or saved inside surname. Finally, I have printed first name, middle name, and surname, then a new line here. Now, just I will explain what is happening here. In the first line, I have read the word Ahmed, and A is saved inside the first name. Now, after that, I tell the compiler to ignore the remaining string until you reach to 10, assuming that the maximum length of my names are 10. Okay, or until I reach to end of line. So here will be the end of line near Ahmed, so I will ignore or skip these lines. Then I will read the characters after this, cn.get. I will read the character here when I enter Fadi. I will also read the first character and save it inside the middle name. Then I will ignore the remaining character A and D and I until I reach to the end of the line here. Then I will enter the last name, which is Hadi, and save it inside surname. Khalas, no need to ignore because I have read my value here. I don't need to ignore anything because I have got my value A, F, H. Then I have printed them out. Guys, I inshallah give you in this also 3 minutes, and we will go to next task inshallah. So please, just in this lecture, we want to try to understand the idea or how to use ignore, how to use get line, how to use get. Get only used to read character. If you want to skip some character, you are going to use ignore. If you want to read a string you can use get line. So cn.ignore, for example, have 2 parameters. Maybe you can specify the number of characters that you need to skip, and maybe you can add in the second parameter the character that you are using in order you are searching for to skip the string. I hope everything is shared. No, I will give you actually extra 2 minutes to finish task 2. Okay, so this is the solution. Use these methods and try to imagine how they are working. Okay, because by the way, programming and development is about imagination. Okay, you have to imagine what is happening inside the memory. What is happening here? You don't have something to catch or something to maintain. Okay, maintain. I mean, it's not a hardware; it is a software. You cannot catch it. So you have to use your mind to imagine what is really happening inside the program. So if you have a good imagination and you understand, or understood how to know what is happening inside the memory, that would be great. Or what is happening in your code here, or how your lines of code, and how your lines of code are executed, so you will be a good developer, inshallah. Okay, try this now, and we will go. I will give you 3 minutes extra, 3 minutes until 11:15. Then I will go to task number 3. Task number 3. Don't forget that cn.ignore has 2 parameters. It means skip reading some character. We can specify the number of character. We can specify the number of character. Okay, all specify the character that we are depending on to skip the previous character. Don't forget this, okay? Inshallah, until I will wait until 11:15, and I will go to task number 3. A tour agency needs a program to calculate the total cost of their customer. The agency has a special offer on family packages to enjoy 1 week in Austria. Full cost for an adult is 9,000, and for the children is 6,500. In order to calculate the total cost, the customer needs to specify the number of adults and the number of children. Okay, so I have here 2 inputs, number of adults and number of children in his family. The total cost is the summation of number of adults multiplied by the adult. Is the summation of number of adults multiplied by adult full cost and number of children multiplied by full cost. So here we are, just this statement here, we are calculating the cost. So we have here tour agency, and it has packages. So how we are going to calculate the task of these packages? We have to multiply the number of adults and by the cost for their packages, and also multiply the number of children by the cost of their packages. So you need in this program to enter the number of children and the number of adults. Now here we have some conditional statement here. If the total family members is, or the number of family members is greater than 4, then the customer will get discount 5% for the adult and 10% discount for the child, for each child. So otherwise they will get the regular price. So here, this is the important one. Note, use short if. Short if, it is the if that we have talked about at the beginning of our lecture. Okay, which is contains the question mark and column, if you remember it. So we need to solve this not using the regular if that you are always use. We need to solve this using short if. So think about this and think how to solve this. Okay, I will give you in this maybe 15 minutes, not 15, let's say 11 minutes in this task. Okay, so that we will go over the solution. Then we will go over to task 3. So here I am entering the number of adults and the number of children. Then calculate the cost. But I will not calculate the cost directly. I will check the number of them. Or if you have a large family and your family is members total or are greater than 4, you are going to make some discount for these, discount for these families. Other than that, you are going to calculate the regular cost or the regular price. And again, use short F. Use short F. Think about this. This is a challenging one actually, because you are not familiar with using the short F. So please try to use it. Two participants raise up their hands. Yes, let me see who. Yes, Abdullah Sihati.
Doctor, we deal with const.
You can deal with const, or you can just multiply it by the percentage directly.
Okay.
Okay, it's up to you. No problem with this. Yes, Ziad.
Doctor, I can use if then the statement they are greater than 4, then I can print if the condition is right. I can use also else, the old if statement, not the short.
No, use only the short F. You can use the short F inside the short F also. Try this. It's up to you, but I need at least to see one short F. Okay? And otherwise, you can use the F statement the way you like. It's okay. But you know, I want to clarify for all the students that short F is like the nested F. You can use short F. You can, write a code using nested short F, like nested F. Okay, this is the idea behind this task. But as I mentioned, you can just include, or I want to see at least one short F inside the code. More, I cannot see actually now, but try to use at least one short F. Okay, Ziad? Okay, thank you. Yeah, go ahead now. We have 10 minutes to solve this.
السلام عليكم دكتور.
وعليكم السلام.
ممكن سؤال؟
Yes, why not? Of course.
هو ليه كيف اسوي الخصم 5% او يعني وش المعادله اللي تخليني 5%؟
Keep the timer. You have to multiply the cost يعني لكل واحد في 5%.
أيوة.
then you will subtract it. Okay.
في ايش الرقم؟
يا بتطرح يا ما هو شوف الحين you have two ways. either to subtract it يعني تضربه في 5% مثلا الخصم، او تطرحه، او تحسب السعر تضربه في and multiply it by 95%. واضحة؟
95 for the adult and 90 for the children.
Yes, you can do it like this, or you can multiply it by 10% and 5%, then subtract. But the easiest way or the shortest way is to multiply it by 9%, 90% for the children,
95 for the adult.
Okay, whatever, and 95 for the adult or the children. Then you, without subtracting it. Clear?
Yeah, جميل.
Yes, you can use both way, but if you want to skip the subtraction, يعني ما بدك تطرح, don't do the subtraction, just multiply it by 95 or 90%.
جميل.
Okay, that's a good question actually. It will help you and help the student. Thank you, Imam. Okay, guys, I will go to solution now. Let's take a look together at the solution here. Okay, now here we have calculated as you can see here, the adult price is 9,000 and the child price is 6,500, whatever. You can use them directly inside your formula, or you can define it as a constant. But it's better to define it inside a constant, because if you have made some changes, you don't need to change the whole program. You just need to change the value for the constant here. This is the main idea behind using the constant here, to protect first of all my value from being changed. This constant, we cannot change the value of this constant, first of all. Second of all, if the adult price or child price has been changed, we just change them at the top in these two lines at the top of our code or our program, and we don't need to do the whole changes inside the whole program, especially if we are using these prices a lot. Now here, this is the nested if. I have entered the number of adults, I have entered the number of children. Now I have calculated them and checked. If they are greater or equal 4, I will multiply it by 95. That means the discount is 5% here. And the total cost for the children will be multiplied by 90. It's better than using 10% and 5%, then subtract. This is a direct way here. This is what I think Ziad, I don't remember who asked me, or Mu'ad asked me about this. So it is better to do it like this and easier. So now we will check the total of the family member here, and we will multiply them by 95. If the number is more than 4, that means the discount here is 5%. And we also will if the total number of the family member is more than 4, I will multiply it by 90. That means the discount is 10%. Okay. Otherwise, I will not do anything. I will just calculate the regular cost or the regular price, and all of this statements here will return the value inside the total cost. Then I will print out the total cost. So please try to solve this. I will just give you in this 5 minutes or 7 minutes. Then I will go to task number 4. At least I will explain to you task number 4. Okay. Do you have any question, guys, regarding this? We are focusing here on this, how we have used here the short if, and also this is a good idea to calculate the discount. Instead of multiply it by 5%, then subtract it, the value. So we just multiply it by 95%, and the same for the child price. And we must know that we just want also to understand that the value will be assigned finally to the total cost. Then I will print the total cost on the screen.
Doctor,
Yes, go ahead.
do I have to put the question mark after 4?
Yes, you need, because this is how the short if work. You need to add condition. This is the first part. I will try to color, to highlight them for you. This is the first part here. Let's say it's in green. Okay. Now, if the condition is true, I will execute this var until I reach to column here. Okay, if the condition is false, I will return this value, or I will execute this one. So I will divide it to 3. I will highlight it to 3 parts here. Okay, please be careful with the practices. Okay, and make sure they are correct. Okay, guys, go ahead. Is this clear? Who asked me the question? I don't remember, but if this is clear, it consists of 3 bars. So this value will be returned. An arithmetic operation, subtraction and addition will be performed here, and the value will be assigned in this total cost. Otherwise, the value will be assigned here. As I mentioned, you can also here. I mean by just you can also use nested if here. يعني nested if, يعني you can use, what do I mean by nested short if? Just I want to remove this here. And inside this, just in order to clarify what do I mean by here, we have to do it like this, okay? We have to add column for the true and false condition. We can add here another short if, and like this. And you can do something, okay? And also here we can also, in the else part, you can add another nested if, or another if. So as you can see here, if this condition is true, I will go inside this short if. You can do that. And if this condition is false, I will go inside this if here. So we can write it like this: condition, if it is true, I will do something inside this nested if. I will try to color it for you if you like. And otherwise, in the else part, also you can use another nested if. So you can add condition, true, false, statements, whatever, and so on. You can do it the way you like. If you like to write it like that, that's okay, but I think this will not be a readable code. It will be difficult to understand. You can use 1 level or 2 level of nested if, that's okay. But more than this, this short if or this if will be will be too difficult to read. Okay. So this is the idea that I have talked about here. Don't forget this. I will remove the line now. It's just a hint, or consider it as a note, that this can be done inside C++. Okay, now I will remove here the code. Okay, now I will go to task number 3. Here we are using nested if. Also, we will go over the task. A company needs a program to calculate and display the raise or the appropriate raise amount for employee at the end of the year. The company has 3 departments, A, B, C. Employees in department A are receiving 2.5% raise. If the years of experience is more than 5 years, otherwise they will get 2% raise. In department B, the raise will be 2% if they attended at least 5 workshops in the past year. And they will get, otherwise they will get 1.5. So in the first department, we are depending on the experience here. In Department B, we are depending on the workshop that they have attended in the past year. In Department B, we are receiving 1% raise. So here, we are going to use an nested if. So I will go over the solution because we don't have enough time to task 4 now. At least take a look at this solution or try to understand it. I hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Now I am in task number 3. So here I have the department as character, salary, and the raise. Now I will enter the department A or B or C as character. Then I will enter the salary. Now in this program, we have considered that if it is A capital or A small, it's up to the user, okay, to check. So if the user have entered A capital or A small, I will ask the user to enter the years of experience. And if the years of experience is more than 5 years, I will do my calculation here. So for department A, I am depending on the years of experience. Now I will go to the else if. If department is B small or B capital, as we said, we will depend on the number of workshop. If the number of workshops is greater or equal 5, also I will do my calculation here. Otherwise, I will do this calculation. I will multiply it by 2, and otherwise I will multiply it by 1.5%. Else, the salary will be multiplied by 1%. Then I will print out the raise كم نسبة الزيادة وكم الراتب مع الزيادة, the salary and the raise. So I will try just to delete some lines here to help you to see the whole code. I will scroll down in order, sorry for this, now to see the whole solution together, inshallah. I will try to add if and else here in the same line. Also if and else here. So I am just adding if and else in the same line in order to, I hope I did not delete anything. No, I did not delete the begin and the braces. The braces are in their places. Now here I printed, yes, this is the whole program. Just I have put the if else here in the same line. Don't forget this here. And also I have put here if else in the same line, just to make it easier to see the whole solution. Yes, I hear some voices. If anyone wants to participate, he can ask me. Please try to come at the lecture early. Okay? Don't come late. I can prevent anyone from attending after 5 minutes, so it's not difficult for us, but we want all of you to at least get some information from the lecture. So please do your best to attend early for everyone. I am talking to everyone. So here I am entering the departments, okay, and based on that I am calculating the raise. In department A, I depend on the years of experience. In department B, I depend on the workshops. Otherwise, in department C, I just multiply the raise by 1%. Then I have printed the raise and the whole salary. I mean by this salary plus the raise. Okay, guys, is this clear?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, now please try to solve it if you like in 10 minutes. This is just an idea. This task helps you to understand and apply the nested if. Okay. Okay, guys, sorry for this, but I have urgent thing to do. Do you have any questions regarding task 4? Do you have? I have took a screenshot from your attendance. Okay, so please make sure that you have understand this so that you can apply this task.